Our essential question of the day is how to multiply two matrices of different orders. Our objective for the day is students will be able to master multiplication of matrices of different orders. Write the definition of product of two matrices. The product of a M by N matrix A and N by R matrix B is an M by R matrix AB. The ijth element of AB is the sum of the products of the corresponding elements in the ith row of A and jth column of B. Example: if A is equal to 7034 and B is equal to 345, negative 172. So we are multiplying two matrices over here. Step number 1, you have to write the order of both the matrices. So write the order of both matrices. So the order of this matrix is I have 2 rows and 2 columns. This is 2 by 2. I have 2 rows and 3 columns over here. Now you have to perform a test over here. This is your test. You have to check number of columns of first matrix, number of columns of first matrix. In this case it is 2. It says row by column, so this is 2 is equal to number of rows of second matrix. You have to always perform a test. So number of rows is your 2. So if you can see number of columns of first matrix is equal to number of rows of second matrix, then you can multiply. So in this case, how we are multiplying over here is, so you take your first row over here and you multiply your first row with the first column of this matrix, then you multiply with the second column over here, then you multiply with the third row. After this, what you do is you take your second row over here and you multiply again with the first column, second column, and you multiply the third column over here. So if I look over here, I did this 7 times 3, I got 7 times 3 plus 0 times negative 1. And again I have 7 times 4 plus 0 times 7. Then I have 7 times 5 plus 0 times 2. Similarly, I did this for one, and this is my 7 times 3 is 21 over here, and this is plus 0, and I perform all the addition and all, I ended up with this answer. Now order of this matrix is 2 by 3 over here. So this is how we multiply two matrices. I will be explaining to you in detail when I will do the next problems in this presentation. Question says find A times B. If A is this, B is this. Step number 1, you will look for the order of this matrix. Okay. So the order of this matrix is 2 by 2. 2 means what? Row, and C means what? Column. This is also 2 by 2. This is your row, this is your column. So the test which you have to perform is says number of columns of first matrix, this is number of columns of first matrix, should be equal to number of rows. As you can see, these two numbers are 2 and 2. This means it passed the test. Now we have to multiply. So how you multiply over here is, it is a little bit complicated, tricky, but as you practice lots of problems, you will be able to solve this on your own. Okay, first step is you will take this first row and you will multiply with this first column. Whatever answer you get, then you multiply second one. Now this is my first number 5. I will multiply with this negative 2. 5 times negative 2 will give me negative 10, and you put a plus sign on your own. Then you take your second number 7 and multiply with 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Now you can see there is one more column left over here. So I will again take the same over here and I will multiply with the second one. So 5 times 4 gives me 20 plus, and second number with second one. 7 times 6 is what? 42. So I have done with the first row over here. Now I will go to the next part over here, which is this. I will multiply my second row with first column and then with second column. So 2 times negative 2 gives me negative 4. Put the plus sign on your own. 8 times 3 is what? 24. Now I have one more left over here. So I'll multiply with this one also. 2 times 4 is what? 8, plus 8 times 6 is what? 48. So this is how I got all of this. Okay, so after this I will simplify this. This gives me 11, this gives me 62, this gives me 20, this gives me 56, and the order of this matrix is 2 by 2, and this is my answer over here. Again, we are multiplying two matrix A and B. Step number 1, we were to perform a test. So this is my 2 by 2 matrix, this is my 2 by 2. First number is what? Row. Second one is your column. Row and column. The test which you have to perform should say you will look for the number of columns of the first matrix should be equal to number of rows of the second matrix. Now as you can see both numbers are 2 and 2, you can proceed. Now how you do is you will take your first row, look here I'm circling this, and you will take your first column and then you will multiply with the second column. So let's do this over here. Now negative 6 times 5 will give you negative 30. You put the plus sign. Second number 2 times 3 is what? 6. Are we done? No. The reason why are we not done is because we have this one left over here. I have to circle this also. First number by first number, negative 6 times 8 is what? Negative 48 plus sign. 2 times 6 is what? 12. Now as you can see I am done with this. Now do you see second? Yes. Now I have this second row left. So I have to do this second row also. Before doing this, what I will do is I will erase this one over here just to avoid confusion. And I will use a different color this time. Okay. So look here, I will use a different color over here. I'm taking my second row and I'm multiplying with first column and then I'll multiply with this. First number by first number. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 5 times 3 is what? 15. Again this one and I will take the second column. So this is my 5 times 8 is 40 plus 5 times 6 is 30. Now since I'm done with this, I only have to add or subtract, which will give me my answer. And for this, I can easily use my calculator for doing these operations. And that's my answer over here. And the order of this matrix is what? 2 by 2. Now, in this case, what is happening is we have to multiply two matrix. So this is my 2 by 2. And this is my what? Now, do keep in mind, first number is row. So how many rows it is having? 1, 2, and 3 rows. How many columns? 2 rows. Now you have to perform a test. Step number 1 is what? Perform a test. Number of columns of first matrix. How many columns are here? 2. Should be equal to number of rows of second matrix. How many rows are over here? 3. Now in this case we came to know what? That number of columns of first matrix is not equal to number of rows of second matrix. You see, this is 3, this is 2, this is 3. So in this case you will write over here matrix multiplication is what? Undefined. Always remember, that's why I'm telling you, always perform this test. Number of columns of first matrix is equal to number of rows of second matrix. So if you come across this, it's not possible. Okay, so if in case if I'm trying to do this, look over here, if I'm trying to do this, I will multiply this with this over here. So how I used to multiply first number with first number, second with second. So I will do 10 times 6 is negative 60 plus negative 7 with this give me negative 49. But for the third number over here, I have no number left over here. I cannot multiply. So this is what? Undefined over here. Okay. Always remember to perform this test. This is very important. Now let's look at this problem. On looking at this, it looks like it is undefined, but I will perform the test. Order of this first matrix is 2 by 2 and this order of this second matrix is what? Row. I have 2 rows and I have 3 columns. So always remember what I told you, number of columns of first matrix should be equal to number of rows of second matrix. Do you think? Yes, those numbers are 2 and 2. So this means it is possible. Only thing what I need to do is I need to multiply. It doesn't look like it is possible, but when I perform the test, it gave me both the numbers same. So it means I can do it. So I will take my first row over here and I will multiply my first column, then I will multiply by second column, and I multiply third column. 4 times 6, first number with first number is 24, plus 6 times 5 gives me 30. Okay, now I will come over here. So what is 4 times 2? It is 8, plus 6 times 8 is what? 40. I will go to the third one over here. I'll multiply first number with first number plus second number with second number. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 6 times 7 is what? 42. Okay, now after this what I will do is I will take my second row and multiply with everything. Second row is this one. So second row I will take, multiply by first column, then second, then third. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 times 5 is what? 10. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, now since I have done this part, only thing left over is what? I have to use my calculator to add or subtract. It's simple, very easy. 24 plus 30 gives me 54. This gives me 28. This gives me 56. This gives me what? 22. This gives me 40, 62. This gives me 29. In the order of this matrix, I have 2 rows and 3 columns. This is my answer over here. Important thing to note over here is you have to perform this test. Okay, always remember.